Okay. Okay. Let's start. Let's start switch cases. How to add switch cases? Now switch example. Here into I is equal to, for example, 20. Now public static void. Instead of SVM, I is equal to 20 or 10, whatever it may be. SW switch I, open a braces and close a braces, and case, maybe if it is 10, then print I break 20, 30, and if it is not any value, then default. Not match. This is the switch case. Okay. Now we are giving how much, what you are giving? You are giving like, I is equal to 20. That means I value is 20 came. Here it's case 10. 10 equal to 20? No. Then it's coming to the here. Maybe I'll debug it so that you will also get to know. I'll run it. Okay. Debug mode run. See, now directly it's coming because, okay, maybe I did add here, break point. Now it's coming 20 because this is a 20. It's coming here. It will print 20 and it will come back out of the switch case. See 20, it's printed. Okay. Now my I value is 10. It will go to the case 10, print 10. Okay. Now my I value is 30. It will go to the case 30, print 30. 30. Now my I value is 50, 60. Then it will check I 10. No, it's not matching. It's not matching. Then it's coming to the default. It will print, it should print what? Not match. See, not match. This is the which statement? Switch statement. Switch statement basically more than one condition. If you want to check in your current, thing, then we can check it. Now we will learn about for loop and while loop. For loop. For loop basically what it will tell you. First for loop is for initialization, condition, increment or decrement. What does that mean? For into I is equal to 0. That means you are like initializing the value 0 in assigning to the I. And after that condition, I is greater than or equal to 10 or less than or equal to 10, whatever it may be. This is the condition. After that, you're incrementing I plus plus. That means incrementing I minus minus. That means decrement. Now you are incrementing. That means someone asked you, you can print 1 to 10 values you want to print. Then that time for loop is for into I is equal to 1. You want to print I is greater than or equal to 10 because up to 10 you want to print I plus plus. Then system dot out dot println of I. Then it will print 1 to 10 values. That how to do that. You can go ahead with here only and instead of loop example, I can write. Loop example. Okay. Now to print 100 into I is equal to 0, I is less than or equal to 10, I plus plus. Yes, so I. Then if you're seeing, I can put debug mode here. To condition satisfied, it will print. See, console, first it will go, it will print 0, 1, because I'm printing 0 to 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now 10. 10 is greater than 10? Yes. It will print if increment 11. 11 is greater than 10? No. Then it's coming to the out of the loop and it will print 0 to 9 values. This you can print the values in the for loop. For example, you want out of 100. Run this. That's it. Java is very faster. It will print 100 values happily. You don't have to worry about anything. Okay. Okay. Now we'll go ahead with the while loop example. Okay. While loop basically what it will tells you while put a condition and it is for example I want into I is equal to 0. I is greater than 5. It will tell you expression here that is true or false. If it is true, it will execute. False, nothing. It won't execute. This is the while loop. Then while loop, once completed while loop example, I will tell you Java really what loops we are using. Okay, it's not like this type of loops they are using in while writing the coding. Just for training and teaching is okay, but while using right in Java, they are not using this kind of loops. So I'll tell you what they are using. Okay. Now into I is equal to 10 while I is greater than or equal to 5. Something like you can put I value is more, right? Then you can put 15 here. So that inside it will come. Right? Now, now it will print 15. It always true, right? Then it's infinity loop. Okay. Give me 1 minute. Please call me. Hello, what is this? Okay. Now, okay. Sorry. Now what happened? This is the while loop because each and every time it's a true, it's like, execute, increment or decrement, that kind of loops you can use it. But in the real time, what they are using a different loops. One is they are using for loop that we taught you. Second one is for each. Third one is iterator. Fourth one is Java 8 for each. These are the loops actually they are using in real time. I'll tell you this all loops how to use while teaching collection classes. Collections. Then we will do for loop for each loop, iterator, Java 8 for each loop, and this and all we will use it. Okay, that is a loops. Now we will talk about scales. Now I think so. Public, okay, public, private, protected, transient, volatile, and static final. Okay. Now we will talk about this model. Okay. First, transient. This is the keyword. When to use this? I want to transfer the data from one JVM to another JVM. We are using serialization. But secure data, I don't want to transfer because maybe some people will hack my data and maybe rob my data. That is the reason secure data, they are not able to transfer. They don't want to transfer, then use it transient keyword. Transient keyword. Transient keyword where to use? Transient keyword are using to I don't want to transfer the data from one JVM to another JVM. Then you can use a transient keyword. Coming to the volatile and static and final. Final keyword, if you are using, okay, final keyword can applicable for class, variable, class you can apply, variable you can apply, method you can apply, final keyword, final, final, final you can. If you are applying a variable, we cannot change the value. If you are applying a final keyword, applying the variable, we cannot change. That means into I is equal to 20 final. That means what? This is a final. We cannot change the I value. Coming to the method. If you're applying a public void young1, young1, if you're applying a final in the method level, we cannot override. We cannot override. Okay. For example, class is there, class A. If you're applying a final, the class, we cannot extend. We cannot extend. Then simply, I'll tell you all the examples. For example, who is a final class? String is a final class. I'll write it string, string. String is a class, right? We're adding here. It'll tell you, hello sir, cannot inherit it from final class because I am a final class. See, public Public final class string. String class cannot extend. If you're seeing opening the string class, class final, class string, public final class cannot extend. One thing done. We cannot extend a finally class. Now, variables. Final into I is equal to 20. Again, I is equal to 30. We'll tell, hello sir, cannot assign the value final variable because I already told you that is a final. How you are assigning that? For example, you are going to the shop. They might ask, they will tell you that this is the cloth, maybe it's a 20, 100 rupees or 200 rupees. It's a final rate. If you're bargaining, they won't allow you to bargain because that is already, they mentioned that that is a final. Okay, that means final value cannot change. Now method. You can write public void. For example, you can write on interface. You can override that method. You cannot override final methods. Final methods cannot be override. That is a final. Now we will talk about abstract anyway, finally static. Static is a keyword. It is applicable for methods and classes and variables. Static is a keyword. Keyword. It is applicable for classes, methods, and variables. If you apply to a method, we no need to create a object. You can call through class name. You can call through class name if you're applying a method as static. For example, I can write one method, public static void m1 I am Java. Now I am calling this method, static method, directly through class name you can call m1. See, you don't need to create an object. For example, if you're removing this, we can't call class name. Hello, sir. That is another variable. Create an object and call. Then we need to create an object and object and call. See, object and call. That is a static method you can call through class name. Okay. Now static variables. For example, you are defining a one variable. I is equal to 30. 30. Now I'm creating object of three objects I'm creating. L1 is equal to one object, two object, three objects. Now my S out of three. Now my value is what? 30 because it's coming 30. Now what happened? I want to change in my third class object, third object. Hmm, hmm. See what happened. It is changing that particular value only. I think it should change all the value. Okay. My I value. Okay. Okay. How to change this object? Particular object only change. Okay. Yeah. This is the static value. Actually, it should change whenever you're changing the value in the I. It should change all the objects. But why it is not changing? Maybe they changed it internally, implementation or not. Maybe I'll check it. Okay. That is the static. Static value can apply class level and method level and variable level. That is a static variable or class variable. Class name you can call it. For example, static values, right? You can call through class name also. So if you're adding class name, okay, you can change. Maybe one thing I can say is control party, then we'll change all the values there. Okay. Now, okay. Now what happened? You can call through class name, any object, reference variable, right? That's the reason. Now, if you're changing any value, for example, if you're creating a 10 objects or 20 objects, okay. Now you're creating a 3 objects. Okay. Now, my value actually what happened? It should be 30 only. But when I'm changing my value in the memory location, what happened? It all values will change. It's not like one value. All values will be changing. That is a static. Static means whenever you want to change some one value, it will reflect to the all the object. That is a static. Whereas in instance object, it won't change all the object. It will change particular value only. That is the instance object. Okay. That is the static term. Then what and all into there. Okay. Synchronization is there. Okay. Okay. What is synchronization? Synchronization is a synchronization is a mechanism that ensures that only one thread is accessed at the resource data time. That means, for example, into threading. Threading means what? One worker can do multiple people. That is a threading will come into the picture. For example, we have 100 bricks is there. We have to bring that bricks from down to up. Then one person, how many minutes it take? 100 minutes. Each person 1 minute, no? Then 100 minutes it will take one person. If it is 10 people, 10 divisible by 100, that means 10 minutes. If it is like, 100 bricks, 10 into 10, 10. If it is 100 people, 1 minute only, right? Same way, threading will execute sequential manner instead of sequential thread manner. Multiple threads execute. In that way, while executing the thread manner, I want sequential in the piece of code. I want sequential in the piece of code, then you go for synchronization. Synchronization is a mechanism that ensures that only one thread is accessed at the resource data. I'll tell you in details while teaching in threading. Okay, while teaching in threading, right? That time I'll tell you in details what is the thing and all. Okay, I think so. I'm stopping today's session here. Tomorrow, remaining basics concepts is there, right? That I'm gonna teach you guys. Don't miss this basic sessions. I think so anyone have any doubts, please ask me tomorrow. Okay. Thank you. Tomorrow class at 8 o'clock. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.